Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Money Moves and my name is Busayo. In today's video, I want to go ahead and show you, how I approach my trades or what I look for when I trade stocks. And I also know that a lot of you've been asking me, hey, Busayo, how do you trade? What kind of companies do you invest in? How do you decide on what companies to invest in? How much money do you need to trade? All these questions. I hope to answer them in this video. And if you have any more questions, feel free to let me know. And I'll try my best to explain as much as possible. Awesome. So let's get into today's video. So what I have up right now is Moderna. It's a pharmaceutical company that produce, sort of like drugs, vaccines, therapeutics, sort of medicine, you know, things that help the body and so much more. you know I don't know everything, but pretty much, yeah, they produce medicine. You might have heard about them recently. They've been working on COVID-19 vaccines. And That's actually how I heard about this company. And I started following them, and I invested in them, did option trades, and it's been really successful for me you know so I'm going to focus on them in today's video and sort of walk you through what I look for, how I go about trading, and show you how I trade. Okay, awesome. Before we get started, let me go ahead and show you this graph real quick. On Robinhood, there's this opportunity for you to see like how the company is doing per day, based on the week, based on the month, 3 months, a year, 5 years. Okay. So here I've clicked on one day. You can see the stock market. I mean, the price of the stock was worth $114.96 as of the time the market opened, right? And it closed with $127.53. So pretty much in a day, that particular trading day, the last trading day, which was on Friday, this past Friday, right? The Black Friday. Um, you know, it went up by $17.85, right? Keep that in mind. In a week, look, it started at 101.37 cents. I'm looking at this, by the way. So it started at 101.35 cents, right? And when the market closed, it was up to $127, right? Same thing goes for this. You see the jump from this portion to this portion. That's a huge gap, like honestly. And looking at it, within the past month, the company grew, the stock value grew by $60, right? 3 months, the stock value grew by $59. A year, the stock value grew by $107. So this was probably like $20 as of this time at the beginning of the year. See, it was $18.94. Imagine if you had invested in this December 3rd, 2019, right? You would have made a lot more money, right? And 5 years ago, actually, Moderna went public, I believe, in 2018, according to this graph right here. That's when it was listed on the stock market, on Robinhood precisely. So, um, yeah, so it's been growing ever since then. So when I go on my Robinhood account, that's first one of the first things that I look at, right? I look at the chart to see the trend. How is it going? Is it moving? Is it going down? Other companies could be the opposite. Not all companies are like this. And sometimes Moderna will have a bad day. The company will not profit the way it's supposed to profit, and that will affect the market. So you have to keep those things in mind, and sort of based on the trend, you sort of see, hey, is it the right time for me to invest, or should I wait a little bit? Okay. Um, I mean, they could still be losing money. You could still invest while they lose money, you know. but that's another conversation for another day. If you're doing options, there's a way you can still invest in the company, and it's called a put. So if you do a put, that's sort of like, well, let me not dive into that in today's video, but you get the point. You can still make money either way. If a company is growing, you make money. If a company is losing money, you can also make money based on what investment you made. But let's not get into that right now. So, secondly, what I look at is to see what is the company about? What did they do? I read a little bit of what they did, what they are currently doing earlier. So if you look here, Moderna engages in the development of transformative medicines based on the messenger ribonucleic acid, which is mRNA. Its product pipeline includes the following modalities, all these big terminologies, known to the science folks. But you get the point. They specialize in medicine, they produce vaccines and all that sort of stuff. Um, so next in line, I move down to see, oh, what's the CEO? How many employees do they have? What's the market capacity? You know, when was it founded? This was founded in 2010. So the company, it's been open since 2010, right? So I believe they recently went public. Um, when was it? In 2018, right? So it's like 8 years after they launched, after they opened, right? So that's the thing with most companies. They you can't expect a company to go public right away. The company must make progress in terms of revenue. They must be making a lot of money, a lot of profit. And it gets to a point where it's like, well, I think the company might decide, hey, it might be a good time to go public. And when you go public, you're able to raise more money. A lot of people can invest in the company, and that way it raises your stock value, and the value of the company goes up, right? Um, I'm not really an expert in like analyzing a company, but from my knowledge, that's sort of how things go. Okay, cool. So scrolling down, we get to the analyst ratings, right? You see on this corner right here, it says 80% of 15 ratings. Based on the analyst and what they're saying, 80% of them said, go ahead, go buy it, right? This is the right time, do it. 13% said, buy it and also hold it, like keep the stock, do not sell it, right? 7% of them are saying sell. Like this is really low. If this percentage of people are saying sell, it means something must be going well, right? Now imagine if 95% of people are saying sell it. That's a bad indicator that the company, is probably not doing well at that time. Because they're not doing well at that time doesn't mean they can't do well later. Okay. So also keep that in mind. And yeah, so another thing I look at the earnings. Like I mentioned earlier, companies do have to report their finances and how they sort of like spent their money, how much they earned, and all that sort of stuff. And it's publicly available, so you can search for any of this if you need them online or something. Okay, cool. So as you can see, these are all the trades that I've made in the past. So I've been a fan of Moderna since, let's see, since April, right? This is just on this account alone, right? Because I have a couple other accounts that I manage. So, yep, that's my current portfolio on this account. So Moderna, cool. So you saw what I just did there, right? I look from top, then I scroll all the way down. I know we skipped a couple of things. You can also read the news about what's going on. That's one thing that I like about Robinhood. They explain a lot of things that other companies or other platforms don't really do, right? You see what are the current news. This was 9 hours ago. UK to approve Pfizer BioNTech vaccine within days, secures 2 million more doses from Moderna. So you see, this is a huge, progress. If this goes through, right, the market is gonna like be good, right? People are gonna be dumping a lot of money into the stock market. Right now, it's currently 128. I won't be surprised if this, value goes up to, let's see, 135 by the end of this week, because things are going well. Awesome. So yeah, that's just a little bit of it. There are a couple other things you can do, right, to sort of like analyze the company. You can go straight to their website, read about them, or you can read their financials, their documents, all sort of stuff. There's a lot of things you can do. But I just go based off of, my previous research because I like to watch the companies that I invest in. So I watch them for a while before I put money in, right? And sometimes you could also um, join certain groups, certain investment groups, which I am a part of a couple. So they sort of like give us signals, tell us what stocks we should be on the lookout for, and things like that. Awesome. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show you all how I buy stocks, right? I know you all had a question about that, like what do I even click? Like what should I do, Busayo? Okay, so here on this right corner right here, you see buy MRNA. You could also, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do, but I won't dive into this today. I'm just going to show you how to buy Moderna. So you can invest by buying the shares, or you can invest by buying in dollars. So before I go ahead, let me explain what this pretty much means. If you decide to buy the shares, that means you have a certain amount of money that can cover that specific amount of shares. So right now, if I want to buy one share of Moderna, it's currently worth $128.40. If I have that amount on my Robinhood account as my buying power, then I can go ahead and buy one of Moderna, right? Right now, you see right here, my buying power is $3,000. So that means I can buy, a stock worth of $3,000, right? So if I click on shares and I say I want one, you type in how many, the quantity of shares that you want. And right now I want one, right? So it's telling me that's going to be worth $128. That's how much I'm going to be charged, right? So based on the market price, right? Okay. So if I click review right now, it's telling me you are placing a good 4-day market order to buy one share of Moderna. Your order will be placed after the market opens and executed at the best available price. So since I'm recording this video on Sunday evening, which the time right now is 6:08 p.m., the market is not open. And keep in mind, market opens Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central, except for on holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas break, Black Friday, and so forth. Um, so yeah, keep that in mind. If you want to trade, um, be mindful that the stock market opens from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. Okay. So now if I go ahead and click buy, it's not gonna automatically give me the shares right now because like I said, it's Sunday evening, the market is not open. I have to wait for the market to be open, but I don't have to wait. I can literally just click on buy right now, and when the market opens, it'll automatically execute the trade, right? But I'm not doing that right now because I don't plan on buying it today. Okay, so I won't go ahead and buy it. Um, Cool. Awesome. I hope that explains, that portion of it. Um, if you have any questions, just let me know and I will be glad to explain further. Cool. So I'm gonna move on and sort of like sort of like show you guys how I go about doing options, right? I recently started options. Um, I've done it in the past, but I stopped doing it because I wasn't, well knowledgeable about what I was doing, and I took a break, right? And after taking a break, I was learning. I was learning from experts. I was learning from mentors, people that are currently, doing good, making a lot of profit. Because in this business, you have to, sort of like learn from someone, a professional that have gone through this before, that they've studied the market, they understand what's going on, they know the trends, they know how things are moving, sort of have to like lean on them for a while and see how to do things. And after you get a hold of things, about things are going, then you can then decide to start trading yourself. So I did that for a while. I watched, learned, did all sort of stuff, read books, and right now I think I am okay to go ahead and start trading options. Which actually last week I made a great progress, and I was making roughly 10K in a given week, right? Which hasn't happened in a while, and just from options alone, that has been a profitable week for me, right? And I plan to continue doing options, right? Because hey, there's a huge sort of like um, revenue you can make from it, right? Just from sitting at your computer and trading. Literally, all you have to do is just watch the market, figure out what company are doing well, and go based off of like your research and invest in the company. And as they grow, your money grows with it. If you put in, let's say, $100 and the company grows by, let's say, $2, now the value of your money is now $102. Now imagine the company grows by $4. The value of your stock is now $104. You know, I have friends that, after I share this with, they were like, so what's the difference between me putting money in my savings account and putting money in the stock market? Well, there's a huge difference. If you put your money in the savings account, it's good to have money in savings. I'm not saying you shouldn't, right? But banks usually have this thing where they give you interest, like for example, let's say 0.01% of interest per year. And if I have $10,000 in my savings account just sitting there and I'm getting 0.01%, actually, let's do that math. Let's see. Um, Let me get my calculator out. Yeah, like you making like $100. Let's say I have $1,000, I mean $10,000 in my account and it's 0.01 interest. Like what? That's nothing compared to what I can make on Robinhood if I'm trading with that money, right? So with Robinhood or any other trading platforms, your money is working for you. You know, if you have stocks in that company, right, your money can grow. And at the same time, you can lose the money too if you don't invest wisely, right? I'm not guaranteeing, I'm not saying anything is going to happen. I'm not saying, hey, invest in this company because I am not qualified to give you that advice. What I am saying is if you invest in the truck in the stock market, right? If you buy stocks and you hold those stocks, whatever amount of stocks you have, if you hold them for a long period of time, that account can grow and you'll see a huge difference than putting your money in a savings account. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Um, Yeah, so it's good to start early, and it's also not late to start, right? If you don't have the money, which I do understand, when I started, I had no money, right? I was working on campus, doing a work study job, and I could barely survive, And but I invested in myself, and I said, hey, what can I do besides clocking in from 9 to 5? Well, I was a part-time worker, so it wasn't 9 to 5. What can I do besides, going to work after class, running up and down, doing stuff for somebody else? How can I make money for myself? How can I make my money that I currently have? I make it work for me? So that's when I got started, which was my freshman year in college, and now I'm a senior in college, and I'm still in the stock market. Um, so you learn a lot during the process. You learn how to be self disciplined. You learn not to be greedy. Yeah, I said that. I've had those moments where I was totally, you know, greedy. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my money in and wait for my money to grow a little more. When I already made profit, I could have, just sold all my stocks at those point or sold that particular stock at that point. But I decided to keep it. And what ended up happening was, the value started going down. And the fact that the value started going down, the value of my money in that company went down as well. So you just have to know when to cut your ties with those with the companies at a specific time, right? Uh, but I say that to say that you just have to be in the loop of what's going on. Don't just put money in and then live it and say, oh, okay, I'll come back next year. No, that's a big no. Don't do that. Um, pay close attention, learn. Um, the first couple trades might not be successful, but if you have somebody guiding you through it, helping you understand what's going on, then you should do well. That's a bonus for having a mentor. Okay. Um, yeah. So let's see. What do we have? Yep. I'm most likely gonna be investing in Moderna again this week. So stay tuned. I will be dropping more videos just like this. Hopefully things work the way I wanted to. This is my first video, so try to understand that everything is not perfect, but I'll try to make it perfect going forward. Okay. At the beginning, I mentioned that there will be a link, right? If you want to get started, this is my referral link, right? Here it's saying you get a free stock, and this is an invitation coming from me, right? And if I'm a new person that wants to get started trading stocks in Robinhood, all I have to click is claim your free stock, right? And you sign up, and you have a chance of getting a Microsoft stock. You have a chance of getting a business stock, Google, Tesla, whatever, you know. So use the link if you want. Um, yeah, that's the bonus that I have for you guys. I will be recording more videos. Like I said, let me know what questions you have, and I will create another more video to help with that. Awesome. Well, have a wonderful rest of the week. And if you want to trade with me, let me know. I can add you to my private Snap channel. I mean, not channel, but like my Snapchat. I usually drop tips of what companies that I'm investing in, when I'm selling them, and all that sort of stuff. That way, you learn with me, right? And we both learn together. Um, okay, awesome. Well, thank you all. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you. Awesome. Bye bye.